Alright. Hey guys, how y'all doing? This is gonna be a bit of a different video here than, well, hey guys, it's Big Homie here. Welcome to the home. And today we're gonna do something a little bit different, but this is something I hope to make a bit of a recurring series on the channel, maybe once a week or so. We're just gonna go in, we're gonna read a troll pasta too. That's right, troll pastas. Y'all know, if y'all know what creepypastas are, these are essentially the stupidest of the stupid, the worst of the worst, hopefully the funniest of the funniest. All right, we all love some modern day gamers back in the day, like old school Mudahar. Love that shit. Unprivate them, please, bro. Please unprivate them at some point. But I digress. We're gonna click random here on the troll pastas. We're gonna see what pops up, and we're gonna give it a read. Usually these are relatively short, so we'll probably get through like probably 3 or 4. I don't know. All right, got the Benjamin. It's the cursed IG reel. Ah, fuck nah. Not the cursed IG reel, man. Dude, that's not even a creepypasta. That's just real. Like, dude, hold up. Now I'm gonna pull up my IG reels. I'm gonna see what's the first thing that pops up. Oh, it's an indie game. All right, cool. It's a kitty. Indie game and a cat. But nah, it'd be like that. All right. Hello, I'm Triangle Geraldson V. I get made fun of my first name nearly 24/7. This will be important later. Anyways, it all started in my 2-story apartment with somewhat dingy heat and even dingier lights. Bugs surround me, mostly crickets for some reason, 24/7. That is because of me only using social media, especially short-based ones. I have an active commenting streak at 50 comments per day on YouTube Shorts, 50 comments per day on Facebook Reels, and also 100 comments per day on IG Reels. Some call it a waste of time, but I find it soothing to the brain. More like smoothing. But this is where everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. It started while I was scrolling like normal. That was until I saw a peculiar video. It was what looked like me, but with a twist. My eyes were red, and I was scared. I was so scared by that, I threw my phone. After retrieving my phone, it was cracked, but always in the spots of the eyes. I then decided to call 911 because that is what the average person does when they see themselves in an IG reel. But 911 didn't work. If you're asking, no, I don't live in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, I went back to scrolling like normal. I went back to IG Reels, and after looking at the comments on her quadruple amputee, someone who lost her hands and feet, and laughing at all of the Master Clay tier jokes, I saw an odd comment. It said, "Click on me if you want fame." I decided to report the account, but there was no option to report it. I decided to click on the account because that was totally the only other thing I could do. I saw a vid with a $sign. I tapped on it. I didn't know this would ruin my life forever. This vid started by calling me Mr. 3 Size. Don't you be important? And then took me to click on the comment link while the Green Hill theme from Sonic the EXE played. Fuck. Not the Sonic the EXE already. After I clicked on the link, I got sent to a webpage with a gift card and a survey. After filling out the survey with all of my info, I got sent to another survey, and another one, more and more as I could see. When I was finally done, I decided to sleep for once. After I woke up 8 hours later, I saw that I now didn't have enough money to pay for the internet bill, which is how I watch my content. And then, okay, it hasn't gotten that bad so far. I now had to steal other people's phones to watch content. I always wore a green mask so my face was invisible in recording software. They call me the Unjolly Green Giant. That was when karma hit me in the groin, figuratively. I was watching a short on a stolen phone. It was one of those how do Mach Sigma style ones made by people who use IG filters. The thing, however, is that the face on the after section was bloodied and hyper realistic. That caused me to break the phone and it made me trip. The trip broke my nose, which caused me to end up in a hospital. To be more specific, it's the Ernex Hospital. Weird name, I know. The fuck is the Ernex Hospital? Oh, just... Ernex Hospital. Alright, we're gonna fucking the random docs. What? Okay, let me where the hell was I? Alright. Anyways, I was relaxing there hoping for my nose to recover when I saw the same bloodied face in the window. Instead of passing it off as a hallucination since I tripped, I jumped out of my bed and fell out the window like a boss. Am I epic yet? Thankfully, I landed on the ground. Unfortunately, it really hurt when I landed on the ground. I crawled my way out of the hospital while doctors were trying to find me. Then I saw something chasing me. It was the face. And it didn't catch me somehow. Yep, I'm sure why the face chose to wait. Does it think I'm that dumb? After managing to get back home, I was afraid for my life. I stopped using anyone's phones for 2 weeks straight. Only relied on a single book collection with... Well, okay, that was right. Only relied on a single book collection with 3 books in my house. The Tales of the Hyper-Realistic Spooky Red Face. It was an odd book series by Q.L. Stein, like Goosebumps, but a hyper-realistic red face in all of them, for some reason. It got cancelled in 2000 for being too scary, but that sounds like hogwash, until I remember what happened. Oh no. I'm next. And so are you! Look behind you, but don't look at your behind! Alright, so that was the Cursed IG reel. So now like just a thing. Alright. Alright. How do we feel? This is an interesting little tale, you know? So do you lose this commenting streak? I just realized what was the point of fucking mentioning active commenting streak? This shit's breaking my fucking brain. Alright, we're gonna leave a comment. Wait. Okay, no, I can be anonymous. Alright, maybe Moghard for some... Maybe Moghard for some reason. Alright, we're posting the comment. Alright. Back to the main page. Alright, random. Star versus the Forces of Evil. This story was inspired by Hoodoo Hoodlum's Revenge. Of any spelling error is on... What? Oh. Okay, I'm kind of scared. Just skimming this. That's the word, skimming. So I was watching Dinner Plus streaming. I was watching Dinner Plus a streaming thing when I saw a new Star versus... Fuck, my mind's breaking. So I was watching Dinner Plus streaming thing when I saw a new Star vs. Forces of Evil episode. Espido. I went to bed and dreamed of God from a Family Guy, which was very spooky. Then I woke up and Automani played, which said Star vs. the Forces of Evil. So far, it is 666 was 77, but the episode was called Brian, which I was excited about, as Brian was my favorite character in that show. Then it started again. The intro started. I heard what seemed like the Demoic and satanic. Then I actually started. Oh my god. It started off with that beach scene where Tom and Star kissed at Ebok. But it was completely different. Instead of Tom being kissed, it was Marco, and I saw Tom. You know, I never really liked Tom, but it was sad to see him sad. It made me cry. Then Tom teleported to a little house, and my sad face got happy when I saw my favorite chatter, Tommy's life coach. While Brian was trying to get those things, Tom said, "Get those things now." Picture of him and Star kissing were there. Get it down in Dios dying and Bootly. What he did not notice, however, was that while Brian was trying to get the picture, he lost his balance and fell. I'm not going to try to say what it was, but it seemed to me, as he lay in a bloody pool of blood, he told Tom they would meet again. Brian said, "I was going to kill you." Then he died. The next day, he sat at his desk and hoped that everything that happened was just a glitch or a bug or someone was hacking. I was very scared, as this was a Star versus the Forces of Evil episode. Then I heard screamies and cries for help from my TV, which sounded so real I had to lower it so my neighbor would think I was doing a crime and call the police on me. Okay. It was Brian, I thought to myself, but he was dead. And he was. It turned out to be a Brian ghost. His ghost had a demonic smile and angel wings, and his eyes were bleeding with bloody eyes. Bloodshot eyes that were bleeding with realistic bloody bleeding eyes. It was so scary. Tom asked how it was possible for a human to be alive, but dead as a ghost, because his brain was dead. Wait, was it always brain? Or is it just this? Okay, no, it's just this being brain, alright. Which Brain simply responded, "I said I was going to kill you." Brain killed Tom in so many ways. I cannot tell you how spooky and scary it was. Oh my goodness, it was so eerie. Then Etta went to moan static. Never watch this Star versus Force Evil again. Oh yeah, I died! Nah, this is fucking hilarious. I love this. This is the quality I expect. Alright, what am I gonna comment? I'm just gonna say keep it going, big bro. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going, I see the vision. Alright. If I just do random, we'll just be like, leave it to be. What? No, I'm not here for leave it to be for troll pasta. I'm not gonna read this. I'm just. What? Ice is here. The fuck? What is this? Alright, we're gonna. Fuck, whoever's just the top floor. Dude. Wait, JC the Hyena. Wait, JC the Hyena? We're talking about the fucking Sonic the AC creator? Nah, we're just gonna skip that. Cliche. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we could do this one. Alright. Cliche. The story about some spooky game I found. Alright, so let me start the story from the beginning. One day, I was sitting browsing the interwebs when I suddenly had the urge to play my favorite childhood game, Pokemon Black and White 2. This takes place on TIFF Future, by the way. So after I got that tsunami of nostalgia rush over me, I decided to go to GameStop to see if they had BW2. I asked one of the employees, and he said there was one of Pokemon White 2 copy left. When he showed it to me, I noticed that it had no cover, and instead it was just a blank box with the word Pokemon's Black 2 written crudely on the cover with a red marker. But I ignored all of that. The employee said that since I'm a special creepypasta protagonist snowflake, that I could get it for free and stuff. When I went back home, I was super hyper realistically excited to finally have the game. When I opened the box, a note fell out. It said, "Please don't play this, destroy the cartridge." When I ignored it, I ignored it. When I checked the cartridge itself, it didn't have the normal cover. It instead had a hyper realistic picture of Black Kyroom or whatever his name, I don't know, and it said Pokemon Edgy Black Edition. Thinking nothing of it, I put the game on my 3DS and started playing. When the intro played, I noticed it was different. Instead of the normal intro, it showed Black Kyurem destroying what it seems like Castelia City. Yeah. Tearing buildings apart, picking people up, and ripping them into hyper-realistic pieces, while their hyper-realistic blood and flesh fell to the ground. And their faces, dear God, their faces! They were horror-filled to the very core. Their eyes were almost as white as pearls, with a touch of crimson. Their mouths stretched to their maximum capacity as pure agony was poured from them like a waterfall of death. Their teeth splattered with more hyper-realistic blood. Their lips were a disgusting mix of purple and gray. Their whole face completely drained of color. What? I watched in horror as their bodies contorted in every painful way humanly possible. I could still hear their horror-filled screams to this day. But I just dismissed it as the glitch. When I got to the startup screen, there was a bloody covered Kyurem, and there was Pokemon Edgy Blood Edition on the bottom written in bloody blood. And but I again dismiss it as a glitch because I'm a naive airhead. I mean, what did he call? What was he called? The special creepypasta protagonist Snowflake. I mean, stupid wasn't in there, but we can add it. I chose my gender and I chose my grender in my name. I chose the name Midori because I'm one of those weeaboo arsehats that think everything in Japan is cool. And I choose Snivy as my starter Pokemon and named it Grief because I'm edgy like that. Everything was normal so far until I got to Nimbasa City. When I got there, the music had stopped and no one was there. I walked towards the gym and then I noticed hyper-realistic blood in the floor. I didn't want to continue at this point, but curiosity got the better of me, so I continued. Excuse me. When I entered the gym, everything was dark and the Lavender Town theme song was playing, except it was in reverse. As I was walking further into the building, the spooky theme song was starting to play in reverse. I think I saw Missing No and Buried Alive. Who's totally real, you guys? But they flashed quickly through the screen, so I couldn't tell. I checked my party for no reason at that moment, and all my Pokemon's names were changed to spell "Get out now, you dumb idiot!" But I also ignored that. But anyways, back to the walking to the gym thing, I noticed mutilated bodies of Pokemon and people everywhere, and also bones and other spooky body parts everywhere. I puked and vomited twice, and when I looked back at the game, I noticed a hyper-realistic looking Kyurem. He was covered in the blood and the flesh of the innocent and said, "You're next, Jenny!" I was shocked. How did the game know my real name? I said out loud in a paragraph because I can. At this point, the Lavender Town theme was playing slower and more backwards. How? And then Kyurem ran towards my character, and then the screen turned black, and I heard a scream, and there was blood everywhere, and then I saw my dead body, and I wanted to turn off the game, but I didn't because who does that? Am I right? And then the game sucked me in and killed me, and Kyurem came out of the game and killed everyone. I don't even know where this story is going anymore. I ran out of ideas. My mom just walked in and gave me popcorn. I also had nightmares for days, and I killed myself while in the game. If you don't repost it to at least 10 other Facebook walls, or even call that anymore, Black Kyurem will come to your house and spill hyper-realistic blood all over your favorite shirt. Yeah, that's right, the cool one with the stripes that you saved your allowance for. So just do it, bro. Right. That was another story. These are already breaking my brain in so many ways. I'm having to repeat the damn so much. All right. Got text. I think we got time for one more. I think we got time for one more troll pasta. I'm watching much Naruto. Sonic the Origin. You know what? I think we can do a Sonic one. Why not? We'll end off. This is the origin story to Sonic.exe. Oh, fuck yeah. Add something if you want to. I just realized I didn't even respond to the last story. I'll go back to it. Oh, the Benjamin. This is the origin story to Sonic.exe. Add something if you want to. If you thought this was okay as a start, it will only get worse. If you want to add something, go ahead. Just remember, the story has to end with Sonic becoming Sonic.exe, and we have to have a gold pingus in there somehow. Other than that, have fun. Sonic was only 10 years old when he saw the thing that would make him hunt down Robotnik and all his servants for the rest of his life. A goal that would make him eventually worse than Robotnik himself. He was walking around after his friend Rouge the Bat was playing tag with him. He was trying to hide for her, so he hid in a tree. "Sonic, come out! This isn't hide and seek!" Sonic didn't want to give himself away, so he kept hiding in the tree until he took a misstep. With that misstep, Sonic fell down a small hole, and he had to catch a small root before he reached the bottom of the ground. "Rouge, help me!" Sonic yelled, and Rouge the Bat was silent for a little while. "I'm next to the tree, but I fell in. Help me!" Rouge was silent a moment longer and went over to the exact same tree that Sonic hid in every time they were playing tag, a trick that only got her the first 1 or 2 times it happened. But she still played easy with the guy since she was 2 years older than him. Her mother always told her to go easy on your younger friends. When she pulled Sonic out of the hole, she looked at him. "You need to stop doing that, so you will fall too far into the hole and you will never be able to get out of it." Rouge led him to have some ice cream. They talked about the one time Sonic did beat her in tag, and it was actually a fair game. If you cheat, people won't like you. You need to do everything with sincere passion, not just pull the easy way out and try to half-ass everything, Sonic. If you do, then things will never truly get easier. You sound like you went through this, too. Like you cheated when you were younger as well, Sonic hinted at, and knew that Rouge would not be able to avoid telling the truth any longer. You're right, I did cheat before. Everyone does, though. If you're wondering what over, though, it was for a school test. But I felt bad for it and told my teacher the next day, and the teacher let me take the test again without taking my grade away. Sonic wasn't getting it. "Sometimes I just don't understand things," Sonic complained, and Rouge got up and looked at him. "Well, you better get things soon. What don't you even get, honestly? I explained it to you pretty clear and to the point. It's not rocket science." Rouge walked away from Sonic, leaving her young friend to think about what she had just told him. He finished the ice cream and threw the bowl in the trash. Then he started walking on home. When Sonic was home, his younger sister, Marine the Raccoon, greeted him right away. She was 7 years old and wasn't allowed outside on her own for another few months until she turned 8. "Sonic, how was your time at Rouge?" "Very complicated," Sonic replied and went to his bedroom. His parents, SBO the Chameleon and Blaze the Cat, were watching him go to his room in a slightly angry pace. Okay, random Sonic OC, not even OC, this is just headcanon. Okay, SBO as his dad, Blaze the Cat. Okay. SBO stood up and walked over to his room to see what the problem was. "Sonic, what is going on? You just went right into your room without even speaking to us. Your mother got concerned for you," SBO said, and tried to support Sonic as he started to refuse to listen to anything that his father would say to him. "Father, I don't want to talk about it," Sonic snapped and laid on his bed. Blaze the Cat came in and wanted to see if perhaps she can do anything to help either of them. The only one that didn't do anything was Marine. "Yeah, fuck Marine." "Sonic, do you just need to go somewhere today?" Blaze asked Sonic, and Sonic was too busy looking up at the ceiling. That still didn't stop him from giving a reply, though. He just refused and looked at his parents. "Yeah, maybe that'll be nice for me. Where to?" Sonic got himself up off the bed. SBO looked at Blaze and they seemed to have an agreement. "It's been a while since we had a dinner with you. Let's go have a dinner, just the 4 of us, and have it be a family moment," SBO said, and Sonic smiled. He loved going out with his sister Marine, more than going out with his parents, honestly. So he got himself ready, a little more excited when he was aware that Marine was coming with them. Once they had dinner at the place they went to, it was getting relatively dark out, and it was time that SBO had to return back to home, so he can get the hours of sleep he needed before he gets up early in the morning for his job. Outside, there was another man. He looked human, which was odd, as Sonic wasn't really too familiar with him. "Hello, Robotnik. I was going to talk to you about the debt after work tomorrow. Can we just do that?" SBO suggested, and Marine whispered to Sonic. "What does daddy mean?" Marine asked, and Robotnik told her to be quiet. Sonic stayed silent because that was what Robotnik told him. Blaze the Cat butted in. "You don't talk to my children like that," she said, and Robotnik shot her. What? She fell on the ground, and SBO punched Robotnik in the face. Sonic ran away scared. Marine stayed there in shock. Robotnik told SBO that it was too late and killed him. Then, to hide the evidence, he killed Marine the raccoon. He looked for Sonic for a little while, until Sonic hid under a tree. He was panting in fatigue for a moment. Robotnik didn't look to see if Sonic was there or not, so he kept running by. Sonic was never the same again. When Robotnik was gone, Sonic left the forest and started to a different place. Any place at all was going to be better than the forest or on the hunt. He had lost his father, mother, and sister. Why was he spared? When Robotnik was less than 10 feet away from him and could take the kill without thinking or blinking an eye. It didn't make sense to Sonic. Sonic was now at Tails' place. A few hours later, Tails was only 6.5, so he wouldn't understand what was going on all too well. But his father, Jet the Hawk, understood. He let Sonic live with them for a while, until Sonic was old enough or there was another place that would take him in. All of a sudden, a powerful goddess appeared before him and said these words. "Sonic, I've come to tell you that my unborn child is dying and needs a soul to save him before he fades away. Do you accept my offer?" Sonic nodded his head yes and let her distended stomach touch his head to begin the possession. As her unborn baby's soul made its way towards Sonic's body, the blue hedgehog himself began to change. He let out a monstrous roar as the baby's essence spread itself throughout his body and into his brain. His sclera turned to pitch black, his pupils began to glow a bright red, and his irises disappeared into oblivion. His teeth twisted into fangs, and he was given the most ungodly strength imaginable. Not a minute later, the transformation/possession was complete. This is also a true story and not finished. Okay, so this was the origin of Sonic.exe. Okay. So Sonic.exe had fucking parents, SBO and Blaze, and a sister named Marine. They all fucking got dropped by Robotnik, and he somehow hid to stay alive. And then suddenly some fucking powerful goddess out of nowhere, it's just like, "Ayo, can you like help my baby be like reborn and shit?" And he's just like, "Alright, let's do it." And then that turns him into Sonic.exe. This is not finished. Okay, hold up. We got a rewritten version of the last paragraph. All of a sudden, a powerful goddess appeared before him and said these words. "Sonic, I've come to tell you that my unborn child is dying and needs a soul to save him before he fades away. Do you accept my offer?" "Hell no, bitch! I ain't gonna be possessed by my unborn little fuck," Sonic shouted. "But my child's gonna fucking die," the powerful goddess said. "I don't care if that little brat wasn't even born yet. You can adopt another one." "How dare you be so insensitive to me," the powerful goddess said. "Listen," Sonic said, "my parents are fucking dead. There's a crazy egg-shaped guy on the loose who killed my parents, and I have to pay my fucking bills. I don't give a fuck about your family problems. Leave me alone." Then Sonic walked away and he never saw the goddess again. Nah. Fuck comment, I'm gonna reply. Shit. I'm just gonna tell him rewrite the whole thing. I'm just gonna do I don't know. You know, we're just gonna comment. All right. I think it needed more hyperrealism. I think it needed some more. I think it needed more hyperrealism. Oh, okay, just click that. All right. Well, guys, that was some troll pastas. That was a time. Yeah. I hope you all have a good one. Goodbye. Hope to do this again. Yeah. Love y'all.